Welcome to the topic modifiers. What are modifiers in English grammar? Modifiers in English grammar, they are words or phrases that modify other words or phrases. Most of the time they happen to be either adjectives or adverbs, but sometimes you'll find phrases or dependent clauses acting as modifiers. Let's see them one by one. First of all, let's come to adjectives. So adjectives as modifiers. Let's have a look at these three examples. In the first phrase, the blue sky, here the word blue, this is an adjective which modifies the noun sky. Similarly, number two, a delicious meal, here delicious is acting as a modifier to the noun meal. And in number three, I have given a sentence here. She is happy. Here, the word happy is an adjective that modifies the pronoun she. So these are examples of adjectives as modifiers. Now, let's come to adverbs as modifiers. So, adverbs as modifiers, they mostly describe an adjective, verb, or another verb. Let's see these three sentences here. Number one, she is very beautiful. Here, the word very is an adverb which modifies beautiful, which is an adjective. Number two, she ran fast. Here, the word fast is an adverb and it modifies a verb that is ran. And number three, she pronounced the word quite correctly. Here, quite is an adverb which is modifying another adverb which is correctly. So we have three examples here. Number one modifies an adjective. Number two, it modifies a verb. And number three, it modifies another adverb. Now let's come to modifying phrases and clauses. They can be prepositional phrases. You see here in the example here, she arrived after the meeting. Here, after the meeting is a prepositional phrase that modifies arrive. Second one is participial phrases. Here you have this example, running down the street, she tripped over a rock. So she tripped over the rock. This whole sentence has been modified by this participial phrase, running down the street. So this is a modifier. An infinitive phrase acting as a modifier. She wants to she wants to travel the world. She wants to travel the world. Here the phrase to travel the world is acting as a modifier. She wants what? To travel the world. Appositive phrases, just like noun in apposition. Here we have my brother, a talented musician, plays the guitar. The simple sentence would have been my brother plays the guitar, but here we have an appositive phrase, a talented musician, which modifies my brother. So this is a modifier. And let's have an example of a subordinate clause acting as a modifier here. This is the house. Which house? Where I grew up. This where I grew up is a clause, a dependent clause, or let's say a subordinate clause, which modifies the house. So this subordinate clause is a modifier. So these are the examples of modifiers. Now let's come to placement and clarity. This is what we have to pay attention to while we are placing the modifiers. We have to place them at the right spot to enhance clarity and for effective communication. So the closer the word to the modified, okay, we have to put it, and not only that, we have to pay attention to the punctuation as well. You look at the sentence here. The dog is friendly with a brown spot. So with a brown spot, who is with a brown spot? We know it is the dog. So this is wrong. It should be So with the brown spot, this modifier should be together, or let's say closer to the word dog. So it should be written as the dog with the brown spot is friendly. Then it'll be better, or let's say correct. You see here this sentence. At the age of 10, William insisted children were too young to vote. But the question is, here, at the age of 10, this is the modifier. So, what's the meaning of this sentence? It's not clear because of how we are placing this modifier. So who is at 10? Is it William or is it the children? So, we can rewrite it. William insisted children were too young to vote at the age of 10. So this is a little better. Then, still better, we can say, William insisted children at the age of 10 were too young to vote. So from the final example, we see that it is the children who are at the age of 10 who are too young to vote. So this is how we have to pay attention to the placement of modifiers. As we have to put them as nearly, let's say, as closer as possible to the word or to the noun phrase that it modifies. So we have to take care that we don't bring any ambiguity here. Let's see here. He was the only man in the group dancing. See here, dancing. Who is dancing? Okay. So he was the only man dancing in the group. This is possible if we see the meaning, because the first sentence is ambiguous. Or let's say he was the only man in the dancing group. So this is also possible. So this sentence is ambiguous, so we have to avoid such sentences. Thank you.